Let's just keep it a buck. All right.
And we're back with another episode of Keep It a Buck podcast. This is alert. This is alert. This is 50. 50. We on our 50th episode, baby.
Yeah.
Milestone, man. And as you can see, we trying out something new for the 50th episode.
Something new.
The lights, we got a lot of feedback as far as the lights and everything else. Allow us time to adjust. We're trying it out, man. We doing all this on our own. I'm gonna get us a light guy though. I might have to. We might have to find a light guy, but
we'll get a light guy once we start upping the ante with some sales.
Everything is in house right now.
Yeah,
we learning on our own, so
it's great.
I'm glad, and especially on this whole journey, man. Man, wait, before we start, make sure you like, share, subscribe, man.
Yes.
Oh
please.
man, this is a 50th. This is a milestone that we started a while ago. How you feel about it?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like it's kind of surreal, and it's a testament to myself, but also to the group. But just for myself, because I've been trying to be more consistent with things and trying to make sure that anything that I'm doing, I'm pouring my all into it and making sure I'm getting everything out of it. So that's what I feel like I'm doing with this podcast and Syndicate Nation. So it's a big milestone for me, and I'm excited, and I feel like I'm back doing something that I can not that I can be consistent with, but just something that I finally put my foot down and making sure I'm gonna be consistent with. So I'm happy.
I think I share that same sentiment, man. I jump from thing to thing. My interest moves from here to there to there. This is the most consistent thing I've done in a long time, in a very long time, man. And I reached 50th episode, man, week after week, putting out content. I think we had 11, 13 on YouTube.
Yeah.
We're very close. We're moving into being monetized, but we're not doing this to get monetized. We actually enjoy what we're doing, man. And shouts out to the other guys that couldn't make it today, man.
Big shout out to them.
Flea, Josh, Cash, man. This is all a group. It's not just me and him.
Yeah,
and
for real.
We got here for a reason, man. We try to bring the vibes. We try to bring the energy every single time, man. Appreciate the ride. Appreciate y'all following us on that ride too, man.
Yeah, for real. We appreciate everything. You guys are great. The following we've been getting is great, and we appreciate all the feedback, whether it be positive, whether it be a little bit on the negative side. We're here to take all the criticisms and everything as part of the game, right? But let's get into this. I'm Keeks. You can follow me at GSFK860. That's the Game Speed page on Instagram. That's free training for the kids in the community, so make sure y'all follow.
And it's your boy Coop, man. You can follow me at Coop_1988, baby. We here, man.
All right, yo. We get into shout-outs early. First and foremost, shout out the Bank at 12.
Big at 12, baby.
We got the symbol up there.
Yes.
Shout out to Bank at 12 for letting us use the space. Mike and Lourdes, they are family, and they'll treat you like family when you come here. Come down and get a drink. The service is great.
Mm-hmm.
Any more shout-outs for you?
Like I said, man, I know I shouted us out last time, man, but shout out to the guys, man. Me, you, Flea, Josh, Cash, man. Couldn't have been done without all the group together, man. Group efforts, a lot of extensive talks. You know what I respect, man, is not having yes men around you. That's what like I said.
Yeah,
man.
we be going back and forth on some shit. Don't even get done because we never even get to a final decision on it.
So that's why I'm glad it's not one person above the next, man. That's why I'm glad, man. Everybody put their input, and all of us try to be heard. And I know it's hard to put 5 people together, especially 5 strong-willed men together. So and we showing that it can be done. And shout out to the guys, man. Appreciate it. Shout out to the guys, man.
And I also just wanted to just focus on the fact that this isn't like just a podcast. Like, we have this thing coming full circle for a lot of different pieces and aspects. Everybody has their own niche inside of Syndicate Nation. The podcast, Keep It a Buck Sports Academy podcast, is a part of Syndicate Nation. So Syndicate Nation, we're a hub of everything that has to do with becoming a better person. We make well-rounded athletes. So if you love sports, we have sports betting for you. You don't have to just be the best athlete to be a part of Syndicate Nation. Freaking gaming, esports is being a part of it. So we have that. We have a Discord that has these different portions. We have financials because, shoot, you can't sit there and play sports your whole life if you don't know anything about money, or else you're going to be sitting here broke. You can't. Exactly, because sports are fun. That's another thing that we got to realize. We got to have a topic about another day. But yeah, we do all these different things that all circle back to the same focus. It's all sports education, and it's ways that you can be well-rounded in sports and continue to have fun and make sports be a fun part of your life and not just a work part of your life. Because it can be fun too. It can be fun too, especially if you have, especially if it's not just your professional. Like, so if you're not a professional athlete, you can still have fun outside of playing basketball. And then even if you are a professional athlete, you can do different things outside of that to be able to keep your fun going. So don't want to drag it out too much.
Yeah, I think that part, I won't say it was lost from us, but we was so much on the ball of trying to get things going. I think we forgot to keep to keep directing people that this is a hub, and it's pushed towards Syndicate Nation. We're much more than just this podcast. So if you want to join up, man, if you ever want to talk to the guys, if there's any questions, you can also join us on our Discord. Syndicate Nation, man. We all there. We got the professional box. You got any workouts that you want to go? We got a basketball, that not professional, but hopefully my man get professional on that professional level. Free trainings, everything else. We got our guy Flea who throws in that good old sports betting, man. He's rolling in high right now with the NBA Finals and NHL. And then my boy Josh, man, gamer, man.
Gaming.
Well, he all around. My man Josh all around, man. We can't just put my man in a box like that because we from that a couple episodes ago. We seen what he can do.
Yeah, he does.
Bob Hurley's over here chasing him still. Probably.
He's a well-rounded person. Not just a well-rounded athlete. That man's a well-rounded person.
Yes, 1,000%, man. Shouts out to the guys again.
But next shout-out for me, and the last shout-out my boy Bray. His birthday was a day after we filmed the last episode, so I got to the last episode, or we dropped the last episode, and it was like the day after his birthday. So I was like, dang, we forgot. But we didn't actually forget to say it because it was the day after we actually filmed it. So we filmed it. It was his birthday, and then we dropped it. And then, yeah, that was the day after. But shout out Bray. His birthday was last week.
Great student, great person, man.
Oh, my gosh.
Shout out to Bray, man.
Yeah, great student, great person, athlete. Great family. They just, yeah, dog. Yeah, I can talk about him all day. Right, bro, he's done a lot, and he's just stayed the course. And he's made sure that he's always just try to do what he needs to do to be successful. And we're trying to figure it out for him to make sure that he can achieve his dreams. And fun fact, honestly, not many people know this. Braylon's my god brother. That's a fun fact. But yeah, that's my dog. And happy birthday, Bray. I appreciate you, dog, for always trusting me, and we gonna figure this thing out, my dog. All right. What we gonna start with today? We're gonna go with our keep it a buck question for today.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah, man, I got one. Flea's Mr. Spicy when it comes to keep it a buck. I'm Mr. Family when it come to keep it a buck.
All right.
So for our keep it a buck question for the day, what drives you to give back to your community or communities?
I would say for me, and I hate to say it sounds selfish. It feels like I like to see what's been grown in a person after a couple years. I have a couple students who just, that we had. Whoa. I don't even know what that is.
That AI.
AI doing something, man.
Getting them.
And then, yeah, you see it picked up on relationship, huh? But just What drives me to my community, man, is just helping kids. I've always had a passion for helping kids. They definitely are the future, man. So whatever I could give back, and I reached out to my teacher, man. That's what effect I want to have. Something that lasted over 20 years, where you can go back to that person and be like, yo, you changed me. It might not happen right then and there, but later on in life, it can definitely help you out. So that's why I like to be in my community to affect change in people.
I feel that.
Especially in this world, we need it right now.
We definitely do.
Yeah.
We definitely do. For myself, it'll probably be to challenge status quo for youth that are struggling. It's one of the main reasons why I didn't go to college for football, why I didn't try to take like Division I scholarships that I had. It's because there are a lot of kids in our communities that think, and this was my Martin Luther King scholarship pretty much, there's a lot of our kids in our community that think that sports is their only way out, that think that rapping's their only way out, thinks that the streets are their only way out. It's just like there's so many few options that are presented to us and that are plastered in front of us. So if you have people that you know that do other things, so that's why I like love the decision that Josh made, right? Josh, and knowing that Josh is on our podcast, because he made a similar decision to me. He sat there and was just like, yo, I don't need to take this opportunity. Like, I respect the opportunity and I appreciate the opportunity, but this is not an opportunity I need to take. I'm doing something that I feel is good and something that is fulfilling to me. So that's the opportunity. And that's what I want other people to see. Like, yo, sports is great and you can leverage sports. And even now you see I've come back to sports, but it's something that you can leverage and something that you can use to make you happy. And that's what sports should do. It's not something that, and this is what we turn it into, it's not something that you should be hanging on to try to save your life. There's plenty of ways to be able to make money. There's plenty of ways to be able to build wealth. So I just feel like I want people to know that. And that's why that's why I made my decision. I can sit here. I feel like I can amass a good amount of wealth and be able to spend time with my family. But also I came from a family that gave back to the community. I come from a family that
1000%.
took people in a lot. So that's also what triggers me and like puts me into like position to just want to be able to give back. I feel like it's wrong. I don't like seeing people not doing what they're capable of. And it doesn't even have to be you have to fulfill yourself into your complete entirety, but nah. If you want to be living a happy life, or if you want to be happy and you're not happy, but you're not happy because of the decisions you're making, that doesn't make me happy. And it's just like, yo, like there's a way for you to figure it out, and it doesn't have to be to sacrifice. Right. Yeah. Exactly, it doesn't have to be to sacrifice your life to be able to figure it out. So I just want I want kids to know that you don't have to sacrifice your life to be able to live a good life. That's one of the big reasons why I give back, and one of the reasons why I stay in the community, and one of the reasons why it's hard for me to get out of the community. And not even to say that like I need to get out of the community, but sometimes I'll bury myself in it because there's people that need help. But also,
Mr. New London, but I mean, I think if he was part of any community, I think he'll do such things, man. So,
but yeah, dog.
I think that's anywhere you'll go, you'll make that effect, no matter what. So,
yeah, nah. But yeah, that's for me. Why I give back to the community. Appreciate your sentiment. Pretty much along like the same lines, just different talking. But yeah. All right, keep it a buck question of the day. Nice and smooth. We'll get on to the next one. We got our sports education topic. How do you manage your life and your passion. I can start with that one.
You can start with that one.
I can start with that one. Oh man. Especially having kids. This is something that I think about all the time, managing life and passion. And in my opinion, they have to, not have to, but it works for me to have them all go hand in hand. So I do a lot of things that pertain to sports, and I don't force my kids to do certain sports. I don't force my kids to do any sports, but you have to, if we're in the gym, you're not going to be sitting there just on the phone. If there's open space for you to run around, go do something. So I encourage my kids to do athletic things. So that's going to be a part of it. But, yeah. So again, having them do everything like that I do is going to be a part of. So if we're working out in the gym, they're working out in the gym. And even when we're at home, I try to make those like educational like parts, because again, having kids, they are your life, and if you don't put them as in your like daily routine, like not your daily routine, obviously they're in your daily routine, but if you don't like submerge them into your lives, I feel like people like forget about them. So I really am kind of like focusing this around my kids, but like even when you have like a lot of things to do, just like your family, you got like a little sibling or something, you block out like different times that you can be able to get work done. So I'll make sure that I have time that I'm spending with my kids, and I'm like, all right, we got to read at this time. We're going to be doing math at this time. All right, you guys can sit here and jump on me and beat me up for 10 minutes. Did you guys get your 10 minutes of beating me up or jumping on me for the day, having dad be the playhouse and stuff, just like things like that. So again, I feel like if everything comes full circle and everything is around or everything connects, I feel like that just makes it easier. And like my kids are friends with the people that I grew up with, like Bryce Childs coaches for Premium Ballers, middle school basketball girls coach, also a rec basketball coach. He does everything. But my kids are best friends with his kids. When I say they see them often and they just connect with them because they're around the same age. We both got boys and girls, so they all just connect and just be running around and having fun. So I think that just having like I said, having everything come full circle and having everything be a part of everything and having your kids be a part of everything just kind of make everything like a little bit easier and helpful. Like I have my daughter, she's 4 years old. She helps me design some of the content for Syndicate Nation. Like she'll sit there and be like, "Hey, Dad, can I help you make cover art?" Yeah, you can help me make cover art. She'll come over and then she'll help me place the elements on the cover art, and that'll just be something that we do. So like that's something that she's learning, and I'm really not really paying attention to her, like trying to get her to learn it too much, but she just wants to learn it. So yeah, just submerging everything together and just submerging yourself in your kids' lives, submerging yourself in other people's lives that have to deal with you, but also finding that balance to where when you submerge, you're also not losing yourself. You can make sure you're submerging yourself into people that love you, but also make sure you're accomplishing what you need as well.
All right, I need the question again.
Got you. Question again. How do you manage your life and your passion?
How do you manage both of them together?
Mm-hmm.
For me, that's a hard question because my passion is everywhere. I have a lot of passions. I like. Well, see, that's a hard question. What do you consider a passion, though?
What is your passion?
Helping people is my passion.
So how do
Helping
you
kids
so how do
is my
you
passion.
so how do you manage that with your family?
But
And
okay, I guess that's one and the same because I guess for me, I get to mentor kids. I ain't gonna say every single day, but I work in the school system, so I get to get that outlet of mentoring a bunch of kids at once. So I guess I have the luxury of doing both, and then being able to go home to my wife and to my son, and being able to have family time after I've been in the school system. So I think for mine is a simple answer. I think mine is not even a perfect storm. It's a perfect match because I get to mentor the kids that I can help out and I do help out, and then I just get to go home and be with my family. So it's both one and the same for me.
No, I definitely hear that. So for Ramik and for Coop, having that being at work and having your passion being at work helps you out a lot of being able to fulfill your passion throughout the day because you're doing your deed of what you feel of giving back to your community because you work at the school, but also it allows you to be able to take care of your family as well.
Yeah, it's not easy, man. Especially with a person like me, I feel like I care too much. So it's a lot of things that can affect me. As far as like when I'm dealing with kids and stuff like that, but through the years, I'm sort of able to divide them just a little bit, man. But that's a fine line between trying to give your kid your all and trying to create that balance of saying, okay, you're caring too much and you're creating a bad environment for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still learning how to do that. If you're a person that cares, man, it's kind of hard not to have that.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. That's why I be losing my shit. Nah, honestly, say coaching, all that stuff, man. That's why coaching has always been so rough for me. Even teaching was a little bit rough for me because, well, not rough, like it's not rough, but like just like certain aspects about the emotional part of it because of the passion that I have for people wanting people to grow and wanting people to take advantage of like the time they have, and then also just like the passion I have for the sports as well, and then just also trying to appreciate life. The older you get, everybody, you already know this, the more you appreciate life a little bit more and more, the more you appreciate just waking up. And because we all see people pass away, we all see people that we love not make it to the next parts of our lives that we think that they'll be here for. So we all just try to appreciate it a little bit more and more.
Shout out to my guy, Fields. I'll give our last names and shit. Keeks, man. Yo, I want to give a shout out because I don't think he see the effects that some of the kids he do. He had this one student in 6th grade. I think you had him in 6 and 7. I don't know if 6 or 7. My man Damon.
Oh, that's my dog.
Guess what he's doing now?
Oh, I know. I saw him at Walmart, bro.
What he doing?
I saw him at Walmart.
What he doing?
That boy is getting money.
No, what he doing though?
What he said? First of all, I don't want to put my boy on blast, but
because you always teach entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
1,000%. So what he's doing now is selling shirts.
It's shirts now?
Yeah, well, hey man, he's selling shirts.
It was candy before.
Okay, yeah.
My boy, and I literally told him about it, and this is why, I promise you, I saw him like months ago in Walmart, and I was like, hey, Damien, what you up to? How you been? Because I obviously don't work at the school anymore. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, I took your advice. He was like, I be selling stuff, and I was like. And now they just like being from New London and stuff. Like, it's just like, Damien, what do you be saying? He's like, yo, I'm here like reading up on candy right now. I just be buying boxes of candy, like you said, and then I just be selling them for more, and then I just go back and get more. And I'm just like, yo, that's what I'm talking about. And then now
stepped up the ladder
coming to here now, he transformed the candy business into a shirt business, and he probably is still pushing candy too.
Yeah, buddy.
Yo, shout out Damien, dog, because this was a kid, and honestly, he gonna grow up and he gonna keep making money too. This is a kid that didn't really people used to try to pick on, people used to try to write him off, people used to try to pick on him and stuff, but he wasn't the type of kid that would sit here and just like take your like picking on like he also wasn't gonna go sit here and follow the kids that were picking on him neither. So that's honestly what I loved about him, bro. And he would just like stayed in his corner, and like if somebody used to try to pick on him or something, he used to be I used to sit there, I used to defend him and stuff, but it was also not just like I'm defending him, like him and him only. I was defending the situation. I used to always get on these kids that used to just sit there and try to like bully kids for no reason, because it's honestly unnecessary. And I wish that like that whole like stupid like athlete jock persona, I just wish that it wasn't a thing, and I'm trying to do what I can to combat it now that I'm like coaching and like in working with the youth, because I know that that's kind of how we were when we were younger, because that's just a persona. And I just wish that somebody was just there to sit there and just tell me to sit there and shut up. And it's just like, yo, like what are you doing? There's no reason, but that's what's put in front of us by these. Again, I see it in the TV shows that our kids watch, in the phones and everything. It's all pushed on us, and I see it, and I just want to be there to combat it and be able to help. And I'm so happy for Damian. Shout out Damian.
Shout out,
dog.
man. Do you see the effects? We don't only affect
Shout out Damian
with
man.
kids, our athletic kids, man. We don't just
That's
to
a
reach
fact.
out to kids with just athletic abilities. We are reaching out to the masses. Any type of kid, any race, any creed. This is what we do, man.
Yo,
like that, when I seen
that's a
that junk,
fact.
he came up. He was like, "Yo,
That's my
Mr.
dog.
Yo, I got this. I'm selling shirts." I said, "Word." I said, "Yo, bring me a large.
Yo,
No matter the price either.
Yeah. Tell
Bring
him
me a large.
Tell him to give me a medium. I need.
I got you. All
I
right.
need one.
My man selling the shirts,
my
and I told
dog,
him,
yo.
I said, I'm paying for it immediately."
That's my dog.
So yeah,
Yo.
shouts out to the. That's why when I seen it, it was
Thank
like,
you
yo,
for
see
telling me
effect?
that, bro. That's
You
a
see
great
that?
one for the 50th
Yeah.
episode too.
Yeah, you just see the effects that you have in the community, especially
Nah,
your
that's
name.
smooth.
Your name ring bells in
That's smooth.
in New London. So
That's my dog.
stuff like that, man, makes me happy, man. It just makes it happy to the fact that you just making the kids' day.
Bro.
And, you know, you never know how far that word that you give a kid, how far they can take it. You just never know.
Yeah, no.
You never know, man. So that's why that was my biggest effort. I'm usually the adult that gravitates to the kids who have more, behavior problems or behavior issues and things of that sort. This year I was like, yo, I'm gonna make an effort to get beyond that. Kids is getting me this year now. Kids coming in. I got AB honor roll. Where my McDonald's? I was like, I got you.
Hey, damn.
Bro, you know what I'm saying? I can't.
I get paid next week.
I can't reward you for just doing bad behavior and then doing good. I gotta reward some of the good behaviors, because it's like, you rewarding the bad and I'm doing good.
So I gotta do bad first.
Yeah,
and then it's just
so now I'm doing that's my biggest effort this year. I said I'm going to reach the kids who's doing the right thing.
Yo, shout out the youth, man.
Yeah,
shout out the
youth,
youth for real, all of them.
Shout out to the youth.
Everybody's not gonna have those Cinderella stories. Everybody's not gonna have the best stories, but shout out the youth, because shit ain't easy. And y'all out here trying, yo. So shout out you guys. Shout out y'all for real. All right, let's get into sports for the day. We had our sports education topic. We had our keep it a buck question. Quick shout out for sports. Shout out the University of New Haven. The University of New Haven, they just moved up from Division II to Division I, competing in athletics starting in fall 2025.
Shout out to New Haven.
Shout out University of New Haven. We have a University of New Haven alum on our pod, Mr. Cassius Chaney, the professional boxer who's on our pod. Yo, yeah, the one that be feeling on Coop when he here.
That's wild. Yo, delete that. We added that.
But yeah,
Shout out to Cass though.
Shout out Cass, yo, for real. That's what's up. And also Davon, another one of the kids that I train, he goes to UNH. He's an engineering major. He's been trying out for the team. So if he ends up making the team next year, he'll be making the team of a Division I program that now is. So shout out Davon. Shout out Yo, shout out Cash, shout out everybody at UNH, yo, because I think that's dope that we have another Division I school in Connecticut now, because I think UHart might have got taken out for some athletics. I don't know if it was for all, but I know they got taken out for some athletics. So being able to add UNH for another Division I school in our state is a good thing for the state of Connecticut. And a good thing to try to keep kids home in state, and good basketball and good athletics home in state. And honestly, shout out UNH's football and basketball team. Yeah, you guys have good basketball and football programs. Especially your football program has been nice ever since I was in college and before that. So shout out you guys for coming up and being able to climb the ladder and making it so that your programs are worthy of that switch of from Division I to Division or from Division II to Division I. Shout out UNH. Oh man, let's get into the next one. 0-1 teams in the playoffs right now for the NBA. We have, and this is for the round, obviously the round of playoffs. We have OKC is down 0-1. We have the Celtics down 0-1. And we have the Cavs down 0-1. What are we taking with this information? And who does 0-1 hurt the most?
I have a side note conversation right now. This is why people talk shit about the NBA a little bit.
Well, let's hear it.
These games that's at 10 o'clock.
Oh, my God.
Not 30 at night. Look, I understand on the East Coast
I was
we
about
have
to
to get
say.
and I get it. But you got to do something. I fell asleep on the freaking OKC and Nuggets game.
But that's how they make you watch ESPN the next day.
But that's what, but all right, this is where
Go check ESPN News.
The freaking playoffs is amazing right now. It's amazing right now. It's great right now. It's great competition. They letting these dudes play, get physical. It's not too much,
And the stars are staying in. I feel like the stars usually be hurt around this time.
Yeah, it's great stars. Right, you got star power in there. You got new up and comers, which I know you probably got something to say for later on. But what I'm trying to say is this timing. They have to do something with this timing. I can't watch the game at 10 o'clock. I can't. And the game was still going. I woke up at 12 o'clock. 12 something. And the game was in 4 minutes within the fourth quarter. I say, you think I'm gonna wake up for real? I'm gonna fully wake up to finish this game. So that's my only plight that I feel like they need to kind of fix. And then on a Sunday, they had a game at 6 and 9. Why on a Sunday you're doing it at 6 and 9?
I mean, but if you're doing anything on a Sunday, when are you going to be doing it? You're going to get your Sunday stuff done early.
Are you listening to what I'm saying? What does Sunday football do? They come on at 1 o'clock. Guess who's watching at 1 o'clock? People on the West Coast is watching at 10 o'clock. They watching at 10 o'clock. Yeah, what games is going on?
But 6 and 9 are also vital times for both countries. I mean, not both sides of the country.
I think you could still put in that 3 and 6. That way, by 9 o'clock, you in bed and enjoying the rest of your night.
But 3 and 6 means 12, and it means 12 and 3 on the West Coast.
They shouldn't have. Want to know why they shouldn't have a problem? Because they don't have no problem watching the NFL on Sundays.
But again, it's a difference because also on the West Coast, especially for the West Coast, I feel like they bring in, they might bring in more. I feel like they bring in more money on that side, bro, especially around that time. And a lot of that stuff is.
People on the East Coast, man.
It is, but I don't know.
It's too late for us people on the East Coast.
I feel like it's not bad, but also something has to drive you to be able to watch ESPN the next day. If you watch the whole game, what are you gonna go sit there and watch the analysts for? What are you gonna go watch?
When I'm watching
the best part of
when Packers lose. If Packers lose, I ain't watching nothing.
What do people say when they fall asleep on the game?
I gotta see what happened.
And how do they see what happened?
I mean, now it's another source now.
Shoot, I know.
YouTube.
right? And then, but on YouTube, that's why that's why the NBA started making themselves so big of a presence on social medias
1000%.
because it's just like, okay, you guys are feeding off of us on social media, so we'll make sure we're here, we're known on social medias.
I still feel like this is damn too late, man. It was great basketball being played. It's not like it was a corny game. These was great games coming down. I think all three of them came down to the wire.
But they got you. But that's the thing. They got your view, though. So you thinking about it like this.
No, the TV was off. So they didn't get my view.
Say word your TV was off.
I have to. Royce is in the bed. So it's like, yo, he has to have pitch black. And and I'm falling asleep. I can't watch it on my phone because I'm just fall asleep.
But sometimes you'll leave that living room TV on.
Sometimes very, very.
But also that's for most viewers that are sitting there watching the game. They're not turning off the game. If they're falling asleep on the game, they're getting you twice. They're getting you twice because now they're fully getting you to fully watch the game because you're asleep and you're not turning it to anything on commercials. Boom. They got you for the rest of the game. And then now that you missed the game because you were sleeping, but they already got your whole view.
I went to ESPN freaking.
Now you go to ESPN News and ESPN apps, ESPN Plus, whatever you need to find out what happened the next day. And then that's
a game winner.
Exactly. Come on now.
So to the question, who 0-1 down 0-1 because it's three top teams down 0-1, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's what
who doesn't hurt?
OKC is down 0-1, Celtics down 0-1, and
the Cavs are down 0-1.
Automatically, I don't think Cleveland is in trouble. That's automatically. I don't think Cleveland is in trouble. I just can't trust the Pacers. I just don't trust the Pacers. So I'm automatic in. I don't know if any of these teams is truly. If I have to pick one. And this is going back to what my man Cash said. Flee. Flee. I would say the Celtics. I might get killed for this one. If they down 0-1, I feel like they are the most one that is in trouble. If I had to choose one. Even though I don't feel like none of them are truly in trouble, I think the Celtics. I know who you're going to pick. I already know who you're picking.
You already know who I'm going to pick. I'm going to die on this hill.
No, you biased.
I'm going to die on this hill.
You biased.
How am I biased?
Because you're picking the team that took out your lovely Clippers.
Exactly, because they're nice.
The Nuggets is nice now?
Bro. Whoa.
The Nuggets is nice now?
Whoa, never said they were ass.
You said that they was not compared.
I didn't think
caliber.
I didn't think they were.
Yeah,
I didn't think they were, but I never said they were ass. I didn't think they were.
You didn't say they was ass.
But I still don't think they'll win a championship.
But you think OKC is not good enough to beat them?
No.
That's nuts.
No. I think OKC is in the most trouble. And I think OKC is in the most trouble because the same thing that hurt the Clippers. The size. You got to deal, and people, I'm not even going to say people aren't talking about it because everybody's talking about him right now. Aaron Gordon, bro. You got to deal with him. You have to deal with him. Jokic can pull your center out. And then now Aaron Gordon is stronger than most power forwards because of the way the league has changed.
Yes.
If he was going against like a Rasheed Wallace or something, that'd be different. But he's not no more. He's going against skinny dudes that are sitting here that are taller in length and just easier to move out the way. He's a bigger body. So I feel, and he got a stupid bounce. Yeah. And honestly, he's expanded his jump shot a little bit better. He's been hitting the mid-range, and he's been hitting the three. So I think Aaron Gordon and Jokic are too big of a problem. And when you have Murray, who's playing well, and
shows up in the playoffs,
and Russ has been doing what everybody did not think he could do. He's been shooting that three well.
Now that's skeptical. Now
in timely situations when he needs to. So I'm not saying that
he's one of my favorite players, but
So he's been shooting the three well in timely situations. So that's
the case.
It's the perfect storm for for Denver right now. In my opinion, it had to be a perfect storm for them to be the thing. But this is the perfect storm for them. Who thought Westbrook was going to be shooting timely and shooting well at the end of games, or like being like one of your clutch shooters? Who knew that? And then also Aaron Gordon expanded his jump shot a lot. And then Jamal Murray is a hit or miss. Mm-hmm. It's just like, which one are you gonna find?
Number one in the NBA
yes.
NBA history in increased points.
So
it's a 1-2 punch because this is number 2.
Mm-hmm. But that's yeah, no.
So that's
exactly.
nuts, man. Jokic.
So that's smooth too. So yeah,
if I had to choose,
they have pieces.
Number 2, though. If we had to do a ranking system, they'll be number 2.
For what?
For me,
the teams that would make it out.
No, that's in trouble. They'll be ranked number 2 to me.
Oh yeah.
Number 1 is to me is Celtics. Number 1 to me is Celtics. I think there's trouble in paradise a little bit. I don't know. I just don't think Jaylen Brown wants to be there no more.
Even if you don't want to be there, I mean the best thing for your career would be to get a ring, and again would be to get another ring.
Yeah.
You got finals MVP last year.
He's
so
get paid either way.
So that's what I'm saying.
Deal.
You would get paid more, and you're more valuable if you go get. If you're a 2-time Finals MVP,
let's get to Trey. He's not going to be 2-time.
Bro,
definitely taking that one.
Yeah, first of all, you never know.
I'm definitely taking that.
You
one.
never know.
You never know.
You never know. Curry don't. Does Curry have any final MVPs?
I think he got one.
I think he has one. Yeah. I think he got one on the last one. But the KD got one on his watch, and so does Iguodala.
Yeah.
So it's not impossible that Tatum doesn't win it.
Yeah, but I just feel like I just feel like he doesn't want to be there.
I don't know, probably.
I don't.
But
know.
I feel like it's more of an NBA thing rather than a Celtics thing.
Oh, 1,000%. But you combine that with Boston. You combine that with Boston.
But they're NBA though. Like again, if he doesn't like the league, and I feel like that's not something that he's going to let bother him.
Oh, he's going to be about his money. I would say that. But if I had to pick and choose and say, would I want to be in this type of sports town that's known for their antics and their slurs? No, get me the hell out of here.
Yeah.
I think my paper either way.
I think the Knicks are in more trouble. Bro.
Hell no.
Not the Knicks. Not the Knicks. I think the Knicks will lose, but I think the Cavs are. I think the Cavs are in more trouble
than the Celtics.
Than the
Celtics.
You
put them number 2.
Yeah, I'll put I'll put OKC, Cavs, Celtics, and for the Cavs, for me, they don't have the experience of winning deep in the playoffs. That's one thing I will give the Celtics.
Yeah, they don't.
They have the experience of winning deep in the playoffs. They have the experience of winning deep in the playoffs multiple years, plus actually winning a championship. So that's what plays into their favor for me. And also, the Knicks don't have any type of experience on that. Yes. But for other team in the West, for the Cavs are not. The West? No, I meant in the East. For the Cavs are not a team right now that is going to be. Yeah, they don't have the experience. But also, Indiana. My dad was pointing this out to me the other day. Indiana has a key piece that they were missing last year.
Ooh,
and honestly,
Siakam?
No, they had Siakam last year. It was they got like a 6'5" like small forward or something. He's a shooter. He's a slasher. He plays good defense. So he's another additive. Yo, you don't have to trust him, but you don't have to trust him, but
I don't trust him.
And again, they haven't made like too good of improvements, but they did make it deep into the playoffs last year without having this person. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
I don't trust them. But here's what it is, to tell you the truth. I don't think truly none of them. I mean, this for conversation's sake to see who's more in trouble. I don't think none of them. I think all of them, because they wipe out their team so fast.
No. OKC in trouble.
Oh my. Yo,
OKC in trouble.
You got it, yo.
OKC in trouble.
This guy here, man.
OKC's in trouble.
I don't want to hear it. What is up with you and OKC, man?
Bro, first of all, they don't match up well against the size. Off rip. Aaron Gordon is going to do exactly what he did to Chet last game. He doesn't match up with the size whatsoever. And Aaron Gordon is not the type of person that you could just sit here and pull out. He is the type of power forward that can guard 1 through 5. That is the most difficult thing about him. Okay. That is the most difficult thing about him. So he's not gonna create the mismatch on offense and then be a liability on defense. He's gonna create the mismatch on offense and then he's probably gonna defend you just as well on defense. It's not a give and take thing with him. So that's why Aaron Gordon is like he's a big deciding factor in that offense. Because Jokic could just. Game. It is a close game.
It was a close game.
But so was the Celtics game. The Celtics game went into overtime.
Every game was close. The Knicks went into overtime. Mm-hmm. And Cleveland game went. It was down to the last minutes. So these are great games. But the disrespect that you dish in the OKC, the crazy part, all three of them is at home.
Jokic is one.
That's nuts.
Yo, Denver has won it. Denver's core
Somebody
has won
got paid if they picked all underdogs.
Denver's core has won a championship already.
Yes.
The only part that
core?
Michael Porter Jr.
Okay. Not mine. Yeah, you're right.
I was about to say it's 4 of them. It's at least 4 of them.
Yeah, you're right.
That's definitely a core.
You're right.
But yeah.
The ones we ain't worrying about, those Timberwolves.
I was about to say, yeah, no.
And is that's your boy. So
ain't nobody worried about Timberwolves.
So you think they wiping?
What
you call that series?
Yo, I think if the Celtics lose to the Knicks, the Timberwolves are winning the championship and gonna get his ring. But also I don't think it's a
Timberwolves. That's the question. Well, what you think that series is gonna be,
bro? I don't like the size.
Nah, I don't.
I don't like the size mismatch.
Now that's the one you can say that, and then
I don't like the size mismatch. I like the Warriors with Jimmy though, and it's hard to say that Steph be wilding on his own. So him having Jimmy is making it makes a big difference. And honestly, I think the Warriors should win out of this series, but I feel like this is I really do. I think the Warriors should win out of the series.
Should beat the Timberwolves?
Bro, I think they should.
This guy.
Again, I think the size mismatch, is not in the Warriors' favor because of Randall and because of
forget Reed.
Yeah, Nas Reed. But you also do have Randall and you have Gobert. So that is
and they couldn't do nothing with Steven Adams and Sugan.
Mm-hmm.
And you know who's they down for right now? Freaking Draymond. You see how much text he got in that last freaking. It's like he's spinning out of control. Sometimes I'm just like Draymond, what are you doing? You think it's a necessary evil?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Again, I
don't know.
I feel
like he could crash out at any given moment.
I feel like he's too smart of a person to actually be sitting here wilding.
In the past.
Again, I feel like he's too smart of a person to sit here and just wild out. Without, I feel like that's just his. I feel like that's his role, though.
It is his role.
I feel like that's his role, and also sometimes when you point things out, a ref will see it after, even if you wild out.
This man argues every call.
But shoot, if it's not being seen, it's not being seen.
You're risking a tech. So if you got 2 techs, you're out.
Hey, he did. It did backfire on him one time. But the one time I would say it backfired on him and it wasn't really his fault was that LeBron situation.
That was his fault.
No, it wasn't. You step over me, bro. You're wildin'. Anything is warranted after. Like AI should have got his ass kicked by Ty Lue. I ain't gonna lie to you. He stepped and AI stepped over him hard too.
Hard. Look back.
He stepped over him hard too. Nigga, Ty Lue was just sitting there like this. Yeah, no. Yeah,
That's a bad man though.
He should have punched AI in the back of the head.
That's a bad man though.
AI's a bad dude.
That's a bad man.
AI's a bad dude though. But I
just don't see I just don't. I see it's a 4-2. I could give it a respectable 4-2, and that's me being real respective about it.
Again, yo, it's
I don't even know if that's a word, but
not respectful. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. What's the Warriors series right now?
no, it just it starts
It
tonight.
starts tonight.
It starts tonight.
I gotta assess
You know,
after game
and
one.
they might like it might be the hangover.
I gotta assess
that they-
after game one.
Well, no, Timberwolves didn't sweep them. What was it? It was 4-1, right? The Lakers?
Yeah, 4-1.
Yeah, it was 4-1. So I mean, they had a couple days also. You better hope they got rusty.
I
You
mean,
better
I don't
hope,
think they
like
get.
the Celtics and Cavaliers.
Yeah, no, they got a squad right now. They got a vet Mike Conley. Randall looks like he's buying in. Yo, Nas Reed's
Got the
playing
dog.
at some of his highest level that I've ever seen him play at. And, Gobert's obviously going to do his job. And Ant is Ant.
And you know what's the difference between Ant?
Yo.
He big up his teammates.
You know who's cold on their team, too? And who was a major pickup for them and who I said was going to do well for them? DiFrancesco.
Oh, okay. I forgot.
He's been a nice come in and make sure there's no drop off when he comes in, because obviously Ant is such a electrifying player and does so much. It's just like when DiFrancesco is in,
best player.
exactly, when DiFrancesco's in, he's gonna play defense and there's not gonna be too much of a drop off. DiFrancesco's also gonna make sure that those other people are getting the ball too a little bit more. So when Ant does come out,
Josh Hart. He's just like almost like Josh.
he's
Hart.
I
think he could score better than Josh Hart.
Thank you. I'll trade off. He's a Josh Hart, but you trade off some of Josh Hart's defense for his offense.
Yeah, yeah.
Josh Hart is a little bit better on defense. DiFrancesco's a little bit better on offense. But I think that move worked out for both of them.
It did, because my thing is just that Randall probably didn't feel like he was getting enough touches. You know what I'm saying? I don't think him and definitely.
But now
I don't think him and Brunson was clicking.
Mm-hmm.
But you heard what he said on one of his interviews. He said, "Yo, you shot the ball only this." Nah, he needs at least 20. Straight, you know what I'm saying? So to hear your star player who's supposed to hear him say, "Yo, I'm supposed to take 20."
That's where you want to be.
Be like, "Yo, yeah."
He said, this is what I need. I'm staying here.
Yeah, so it was a great fit. Anthony, I don't see how they pulled that out. Speaking of that Knicks Celtics, I don't know how they
down 20.
Brunson was in foul trouble by the end of second quarter. He had 3. I think Towns was 3. By time 5, the fourth round, the fourth quarter had to begin. Fucking Towns had 5. I don't know how much Brunson had. Like, it was just like the 2 top players is in foul trouble. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's tough. But also, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like that was a money grab. FanDuel, money
whoever
grab.
picked all 3 to be.
But that's why
underdogs,
I don't feel. Oh yeah, if anybody picked all 3 of those, you got some money.
Yeah, money.
But I feel like the
you leasing
Celtics.
1,000.
Yeah, I feel like that aids even more to my Celtics point. They were up 20.
They was up 20.
They was up 20. So I feel like that's something that is like good to like capitalize off. So like what to do, but also what the hell happened for you guys to lose a 20-point lead? If the Knicks can do that and stick to that, then the Celtics gonna have a rough time.
Yo, Bronson is a dog. I think he's either gonna win you the game or he's gonna lose your game. I mean, you gonna pick your poison.
Yeah, he's a live or die type person. He's a live or die type person because they're not gonna give the ball to Cat to end the game. They're gonna let him. They're gonna let him finish the game. I think he deserve. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that I think that they want Brunson to be that guy and have the ball at the end of the game. But also, just to play devil's advocate on that, if Brunson isn't the one taking that shot, you're taking out a rebounder from somebody that could possibly put the ball back in the rim.
Yeah.
Karl Anthony Towns is still one of the most skilled and quickest one of the most skilled and quickest bigs in the league. So him being able to get around and possibly get a putback, and then Anunoby crashing the boards, Josh Hart crashing the boards, I feel like that's a little bit more effective than having Cat take the shot and Jalen Brunson probably going to crash the boards.
Porzingis, because I can't remember what happened to Porzingis. He didn't finish the game.
That probably plays a big part.
That plays a huge role.
That probably plays a big part.
I don't think he finished the game. Wait, Porzingis. Yeah, he only played 13 minutes.
Yeah, no. And shoot, that's right.
I don't know. I need to. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, we got to look that up too. Honestly, we should know that.
That was a big part of them losing.
Mm-hmm.
A huge part of them losing is not having Porzingis.
Yeah, no, he stretches the floor crazy.
Mid-range, long, like.
Yeah, he
in the post game, like so.
He shoot from the logo.
Somebody really could stop them on that fact. So, yeah. I still say Celtics, especially if they don't have Porzingis.
Mm.
If they don't have Porzingis, it's a problem.
If the Celtics don't have Porzingis, that's a problem. And honestly, it's decent enough for them to fill in with Al Horford because Al Horford is great, but Porzingis is what really pushes them over the edge because Al Horford is obviously getting older. So Al Horford can come in and give you like smaller minutes so for Al Horford, the less minutes that you use him, the more you're going to get out of him.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to get the most possible out of him while having Porzingis in there so that when Porzingis does need a break, he's coming in there. He's experienced. He knows how to find his shot. He knows how to get to stuff quickly, so he's going to get right to it and probably just use all his effort in, like, short minutes. So, yeah, Porzingis is needed. If not, they are the Celtics are in trouble.
In trouble.
That's a definite. No Porzingis, the Celtics are in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if the Celtics don't make it out the East, somebody from the West is winning the championship.
So let's get this straight.
If the Celtics aren't making it out the East, nobody's winning the championship from the East.
What I'm trying to say, let's get this straight.
OKC's not making the championship.
Let me get this straight so we can put this on the books.
You can put it on the books. OKC's not making the championship, and also whoever does not make it out the East. Oh, what was you about to say?
I'm just talking strictly from this round. We got a long time to keep talking about this, so I'm talking about round after round. Because I think ours is clipped. Because we had Lakers. You had Lakers, Clippers, or Lakers, Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
I had Lakers, Warriors. Mine's most likely going to be gone. So I'm doing round by round. You think they not getting past this round?
OKC?
Yeah.
No, they're not getting past
Nope. Yo, y'all kill this guy in the comments for me, man.
First of all, I didn't say that they wouldn't make it out the first round.
No, I know that.
I didn't say that.
But you still was dogging them in the first round. Not saying they was going to make it out the first round.
But again,
you think they was going to be ass against anybody outside of who they win against.
Exactly. So they about to see the next team, and they're seeing them. And they got to face a team that has won a championship already. And a month that averaged a triple-double. Yeah. That is a dog.
Two people that averaged triple doubles.
Oh, but I'm talking about Jokic was in the list of somebody who won a championship. I'm talking about just for Westbrook, he averaged a triple double and like for multiple seasons at the point guard position. Come on now.
That's nasty.
Come on now. He's going to come in and exactly what he's going to do. He's going to be grabbing the extra rebounds that nobody thinks he's going to grab. He's going to sit there, come down and make good passes. And yeah, he's been hitting the timely three. So I don't think OKC's going to make it out of this. I don't.
That's crazy. Kill him in the comments.
The Nuggets look good.
Give a damn
Coach,
how good they look.
Yo, your boy Coach Jokic.
They just rusty. That's it. They just rusty.
Who?
OKC, they've been having on for almost a week. They rusty. These dudes just came off a game 7. Come on, stop it. They just came off a game 7.
These dudes should be tired.
They just came off a game 7.
Yo.
I mean, they bust the Clippers up. We ain't talking about that. But they bust the Clippers up.
But but that's the thing that you got to talk about. Oh, yeah. Honestly, that's one thing we got to get to, too. Let me point this out. Yo,
Here we go.
Coop, I need you
Yes.
to add this edit in. I need you to put a clown nose on my face
Oh, okay.
for the next 5 minutes. I'm in the same boat as Gilbert Arenas when it comes to the Lakers in 5. I thought it too. Yep, part of the game. I was wrong.
I was with you with the Lakers.
So what?
I was with you with the Lakers.
Big thing on that though, it was tough to deal with. It was tough to deal with the three bigs, honestly, because
crazy.
you take Julius Randle and you put him at the small forward, so that's tough to deal with. That's tough to deal with, bro. It is, and they're playing defense.
Reed can stretch the floor too.
And Reed shooting threes.
Yeah, so
that's tough to deal with, bro.
you got one guy. Well, both of them wasn't really playing defense, man.
And so I talked about before. I talked about Luka and LeBron, right? I talked about them and how Luka can take the ball out of his hands. So he can offensively, right? He can offensively, but defensively, the last 2 times. Like, besides the bubble, the last 2 times LeBron won championships, he had people that was going to sit there and step up defensively. Kyrie's not known to be a defender, but you go check those stats. He went and defended the hell out of Steph Curry, the best shooter ever in that finals game, in that finals series. So that's one. And we all know D-Wade to be.
Was a big part of that one, too.
Yeah, Shump too. Yeah, Shump too, but also, so again, he needs defenders.
I mean, he still was a willing defender. I like willing defenders.
And Kyrie wasn't a liability.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, that's what I said. I like people who's willingly defending. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be some drop off in the defense, especially when you gotta pour so much into the offense. But he's a willing defender. Not like an Ole defense like Luka.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. And then we obviously know D-Wade as a defender as well. Yes. He obviously good on offense, but we know him as a defender as well. So I feel like that is going to play a part in it. So the Timberwolves, they had the size mismatch, and then they were finding out ways to put Luka in bad situations. And not everybody was saying it, but like people were. I feel like it's not too much to ask for an NBA player to like be willing to play defense, but also this is in like it's a mid-season trade. How much like lateral speed and agility can you get in when you're doing like when you're in season, right? So how much of a better defender can he be like during season? Because honestly, when you talk about being a defender, yes, being a defender has to do with willingness of defending, but also it has to do with how quickly you're getting to your spots, how quickly you're moving, how quickly you can move laterally and all that stuff too. It's about your core. It's about a lot of things. So we just got to make sure. What up, Des? How are you? You good? What? You good? You can, Des. You good? You good? We'll make sure to clip you out, Des. You good? How are you? Everything good? Oh man. Where was you at?
You know my memory ain't the best.
No, mine ain't either.
Shoot.
It's LeBron.
Oh, you was talking about Luka not being able to keep up.
Yeah.
Mid-season trade.
Yeah, so again, having a mid-season trade and having to make those adjustments mid-season, I feel like that's something that you have to go seek out in a trainer in the offseason. Again, moving it's not you're not just getting ready to play against just anybody. You got to get lateral movement to play against the quickest people in the world.
My pushback is you just came off of a championship, correct?
You ain't know you was about to play with LeBron.
No. It doesn't matter. You just knew you was coming off a championship, correct?
You ain't know.
No. What you mean? I didn't know. You just came off of a championship that people crucified you for defense. Luka didn't play half a season. Luka played the whole. Well, he had a lot of injuries and stuff like that. He played a whole season. What happened at that point in time? Why didn't he do that? Why didn't he work on his lateral defense?
Because he was coming back to an unhappy
So
situation.
we can't say half a season. He wasn't. We can't say half a season.
You come by, Des. You. Have a good day, Des. Thank you.
Don't rush for me. I'll take your time.
Thank. Oh, you about to set up soon?
No time soon. Take
Okay.
your time.
All right. Thank you. Love you.
I love you more, baby.
We can't say that.
All right.
We can't.
Yes,
If it's
but
not
yes, you
happening.
can. He was about to come back.
Oh my
So
God, you can't say that.
he was about to come back to an unhappy situation.
How's that an unhappy situation? You just made it to the top of the you to the top. You didn't get over the top. But you're like, all right, we there. Let me work on what I need to work on because I just got
And then when he was coming back, he had his head coach talking shit about him, and then he had everybody else saying that he was not in shape. And honestly, I don't even have a problem. Let me not even say talking shit because we got to stop saying that somebody that is coaching you, that is supposed to be critiquing you, is talking shit. No, he's coaching. So my fault on that. Jason Kidd was coaching and telling his ass that he wasn't in shape. Right? So
Lucas
that could.
that's what you're saying?
Ain't that this generation?
You giving them a way out, and that's not cool. I'm just saying.
And not even this
that part of me, I feel
generation.
like you giving them
Not
a way
even.
out.
But again, I'm not saying that it's justified. But I'm just saying that how many people are gonna come in?
The season to start mid-season for him.
How many
we
people?
Can't say lateral.
How well do these professional athletes take getting coached these days?
Not too good.
Thank you.
NBA.
Thank you.
Especially NBA.
So again, Jason Kidd, one of the greatest point guards of all time,
Yes.
tells you need to be in shape.
Mm-hmm.
He's not coming back in a positive manner.
Then how much you've been? First of all, this is what my pushback. You've been a professional, not since an adult, 18, 19, like an American player. You've been playing professionally since your teenage years.
You get spoiled over here.
Yeah, they probably spoiled.
You
the hell
get
out of them,
you
so
get
you're
spoiled
not
over here.
It's cool and then find it in it. But where's your competitive edge at to say, yo, I seen it. I seen it with my own eyes what I need to work on. So you mean to tell me you didn't work on that all off season? So now you gotta get prepared once you got traded to the Lakers. The season didn't start mid-season for him. We can't give him out and say, well, you can't do that mid-season. You can't give. No, that's give him out and say, yo, you
I mean, one thing I will say, he was trying. He tried. He tried
did
harder.
try.
He tried it. He tried harder. And that's why I say I feel like it was an adjustment that was too late to make. He was trying to make the adjustment because I'm seeing him putting effort in. I'm seeing him beat people to the spot.
Yes.
I'm seeing him not just so before last year's Celtics championship, blow by. That's all it was.
That was a blow
it
by.
was straight blow bys.
I
and
want
now,
that guy.
Yeah, exactly. And now it's 4-on-5. For the Lakers this year, I saw the difference. I saw him trying to effort to beat people to the spot. And he's beating people to the spot, but they're just going at a different angle after. Or they're just able to rise up. Because he's just a little bit too slow. But that's what I'm saying. If he wasn't going to make that adjustment for the Mavs, but it was trying for the Lakers, I feel like it's a bit of a difference. But I feel like it's just too late of an adjustment to make for a team that was going to outsize you and outrun you.
I like the thing that, especially this season, proved it even more. I like what Paul Pierce said about him. Paul Pierce said, at this point, Luka's going to be Luka. Now you need to work around him. You can't have two people that's unwilling to play defense. One of them gotta go.
Who?
One of them gotta go.
Who's he saying is unwilling? He's saying LeBron's unwilling to play
saying
defense?
That. He's just saying, like, yo, y'all gotta build around that. He said, yo, y'all gotta build around that. I'm saying you still can't have two people that's literally can't play defense.
First of all, you're not ISOing LeBron at the end of the game. This is all Luka.
They just whooped his ass.
You whooped his ass, but they're not sitting here like, yo, let's find this ISO.
I'm not saying that. But that just because people.
So he's not the liability on defense is what I'm saying.
Yes, and I literally seen LeBron turn the ball over, fumble the ball, and didn't get back on defense.
Oh, that's easy. I've seen LeBron do that shit in his prime.
Playoffs.
I've seen LeBron do that shit in his prime.
This is playoffs. You can't.
I've seen him do that shit in his prime in the playoffs.
And now it's times 10.
Same old LeBron.
My point. Now it's times 10 now since you got older.
But that again, that doesn't stop him from playing in big time possessions.
minutes
If it gets down to the last defensively, he does. Luka's supposed to pick up on offense.
No, I think LeBron needs to go.
First of all, LeBron didn't do anything wrong defensively at the end, so he's not the liability.
We need to look at this defensive efficiency for that series because it wasn't that great. I'm sorry.
Defensive efficiency isn't great because there was tons of mismatches all over the place.
What I was saying is, I just think that LeBron it might be done for LeBron.
In LA, I saw something earlier about possible landing spots. They were talking about sending Giannis to LA or Giannis to the Knicks. LeBron in Milwaukee is nasty.
Nah. Hell no.
That is
Hell no.
nasty.
Hell no.
I don't even.
Where you seen that source from?
That's
LeBron
nasty.
is not. First of all,
I'm
LeBron
not-
went to a small market, and that's because he was born here.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only reson why it was.
That's
LeBron
nasty.
is not made for any types of that way.
Yeah, no.
And I don't think he wants to go out like Michael,
Yeah, no.
where he went to the Wizards, and I don't 1,000% he's not going to accept that. He's not going to accept that. If he was smart enough, he would go back to Cavs.
So with Giannis on the Lakers, would that
Hell no.
push them forward?
No.
That wouldn't be a difference
They
maker.
need a big man. Giannis can't play big.
You think
They need a big man.
Giannis is successful when they
need
have a
man.
big?
Yeah, they need a big man. Now, I like the lineup, but we've seen what happened when you get a prolific point guard, which is Dame is a prolific point guard, and it's right. You
So is
still need a
Luka.
big. No matter what, that team showed you that it ain't shit without a big.
Yeah, they need a bench too.
And yeah,
You can't do shit without a bench these days.
Yeah, so the big. Well, I don't know. The Knicks don't got a deep bench.
But their first six are goers.
Yeah,
Their first six are goers.
Yeah, so I mean that's
They got a first six that'll
well, they got
ball
like
out
a 7,
anywhere.
8. They got McBride coming off the bench, which is, he could be a quick bucket.
Yeah.
They got Robinson coming off the bench, and your boy been playing. Been starting. That I've been talking about. What's his name?
Mikal?
Mikal Bridges. Yeah.
First of all, he been lighting shit up. They're just talking about him being the unsung hero.
You know what? I'm a real hater, man. Because you know how I was talking about McKellen, and he was a better bucket. I hated his guts during the
That boy,
I didn't mean to say all that nice shit.
he was
about you,
hooping, man. And he's been hooping.
Actually, we shut him down. I mean, one game he did.
He's hooping against the Celtics.
Oh yeah, well against them, but against us, nah. I'm glad I didn't had to see all this. And
Yeah, I wonder.
He did it one game, and I'm like,
I wonder who was guarding him.
huh?
Said I wonder who was
I
guarding
don't
him.
know who was guarding him.
It was probably a sore. Probably putting his ass in a damn box. Thompson
I
twins.
like Thompson.
Thompson twins.
I think you need to get a little mid range.
Franchise changers.
The way.
Shout out OT. Remember
the way
that.
Brunson treated him though.
If y'all need a podcast on OT, hit me up.
If the way that Brunson treated him though.
Man. Man, you better leave him alone.
Yeah, that broke my heart when I
he see
seen
him
that.
again, he
When
gonna
I
be put in a
seen that
box.
When I seen the crossover,
No, that did break my heart
I seen it in
too.
slow motion because I was watching it live. I was like, no.
And I like the Thompson twins too, dog. So it broke my heart even more to make the video.
Yeah, he seen the cross, and that was a bad man to just stop and made it 3. He still had room to go in.
He said
try
nope.
to make it a 2.
He said nope.
My man just said, I'm going for 3.
Stopped on a dime.
Oh my! I was like,
I had to do a detailed video on that. That was, yeah, no. He's
shout out
worked.
to that video. That was a nice edit.
Ooh. All right, Joe. We are going to go into the Ray Nexus for the day. We're getting close to finishing up. It's getting late. We need to go home to our families. Yeah, no, it really was. I think we was excited about the lights.
Yeah.
The lights make a difference. It honestly makes it a little bit more like homier. But the rate nexus for the day, Bitcoin's back over 90,000 like we talked about last time. Crypto's going up. There's been some breakthroughs for XRP. Something that I wanted to point out that Robert Croak and Tall Guy Tycoon Armando Pantoja, something that they pointed out. There's a lot of good news coming out about crypto. While the prices are still like not too high and stuff, I know everybody is saying Bitcoin will be over 150,000, but there's a lot of good news coming out, and there's a lot of like reasons why, and there's a lot of changes like tariffs and all these things that are going on that are making people and investors hesitant to buy, because at any point in time their investment could be changed because of laws that are being made and laws that are being passed, whether they be good or bad, whether what people think. But there are a lot of good news coming about crypto. Some of the bigger cryptos are buying a lot of projects that are helping them expand, and then you have Ethereum, who's still increasing their user base even though their price isn't moving up too much. People are still investing and putting a lot of money into Ethereum. And it's honestly the same thing with Bitcoin. MicroStrategy just put out a note, because when you have big companies like that, they always have to tell the public when they buy and purchased assets. So they bought another like boatload of freaking Bitcoin. So if they're buying, that's my thing. If they're buying while they're at these prices, that means that you should be buying too. That's the only thing I want to get at. This shit is not too hard. You really just got to do your research, dog. See what the best are buying, and then just dollar cost average into it and take your time, bro. Set some money aside. Make it a bill. Again, this is not financial advice to tell you what to invest in. This is just telling you how you can build wealth through investing, because everybody makes it seem like it's such a tough thing to do, and all you have to do is make it a bill. Make it a bill and then do what the greats do. And it might take some time, but you'll start to build more money into it the more time that you put into it. And again, it's a bill that pays you. That's the best way to think about it. For stocks, crypto, even if you get like a real estate, everybody's talking about real estate as being a liability these days. Yeah, they're talking about single home real estate. But if you're talking about multifamilies, then now you have something that is going to generate more income, but also you have an asset that's going to appreciate at the same time. That's the double hitter that makes the real estate market not as bad as everybody makes it seem. So like if your home was just going to appreciate, but you just had to keep paying the bills and you had to wait 20 years, 15 years, 10 years for your home to appreciate, then it would seem like you're going through the dirt for a long time just to make like $200,000, $300,000. But if all your bills are being paid, plus you're getting extra money from the rental income, and then you've held it for 10 years and now you get an extra $200,000-$300,000, now you're working with something. So then that's where it makes it an investment. Don't let them trick you out of buying real estate because it's not like that affordable to buy in like single homes. Sometimes you have to rent first if you want to be able to buy a home. You have to do multifamilies, but also if you really work at that, that's just going to be another revenue source for you. So my thing that I used to teach my students when we were talking about like ROI and return on investment, I used to try to tell them like, try to do 10 homes. 10 homes to replace, once you get to 10 homes, you replace your work income. You should at least try to like double your work income. So if you got like one home bringing you $1,000, yeah, that's not much. $1,000 a month, that's not much, and that's not going to help out your pockets that much. But if you keep putting in, paying the bills, putting that away, then you'll have 2 houses. So then now that's $2,000. And then if you keep working and you get to 10 houses, that's going to be double what most people are making for their rental or for their monthly income. So then that's going to replace it. So just wanted to put that sentiment out there. Investing is not that hard. Again, I like to put it that middle school kids can do it. High school kids can do it. And I always love to say, the earlier you start business, the earlier you start investing, the earlier you start taking your life seriously, the less bullshit that you have to do when you get older. The less that you have to do that you don't want to do when you get older. The earlier that you take control of your life, the earlier you take control of your life, the less bullshit you're going to have to do when you get older. For real. That's all it is. And honestly, that's gonna be my quote to the Jits. The quicker and earlier you take your life seriously and you take your accomplishments and like your work ethic and actually like building a legacy and then also just like building wealth for yourself, the earlier you take that seriously, the better your life will be in the long run. I know people, I'm wasting time. You got this much time. You got that much time. Yeah, you have time to work, but you don't have time to waste. That's another thing I like to say. You have time to work, but you do not have time to waste. You got anything for the Jit Scoop?
Not today.
Not today. I say he done gave it out in school all day. So he gave out all his quotes and all his messages in school. He's burnt out for the day. All right, y'all. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. We had a little bit longer of an episode today. I think we were a little bit just like happy with the light, so it just made us feel a little bit more comfortable. It made us want to be here a little bit longer. So we appreciate y'all for sticking with us.
Yes.
Thank y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tune in.
Subscribe.
And when in doubt,
keep it a buck,
y'all. Make sure y'all join the Discord too. Syndicate Nation, baby.
Syndicate Nation, Discord. We be in there active.
That boy Flea be winning.